As of today, we appear to be seeing nothing less than a red tsunami rising for November. Despite the 24/7 assaults by the mainstream Marxist media against President Trump, the elections over the past 24 hours suggest a massive landslide in the making for the GOP. We're going to take a look at the results of those elections, how they project a disastrous defeat for the Democrats in the fall, and why, despite the nonstop efforts of all those hecklers disguised as reporters, our nation is poised to overwhelmingly reelect President Trump. You're going to absolutely love it. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve here with you. I certainly hope you're all having a safe and sound week, that this is your first time with us, and you're looking for some daily encouragement and optimism in the midst of all this nonsense from our left-wing Marxist media. You have found your oasis in this channel. We analyze current events and some super awesome conservative trends so you can live in the present in light of even better things to come. We help you to think better so you can feel better. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. It'd be an absolute privilege to have you as a regular part of this channel, where together we get to celebrate each and every day the inevitable collapse of left-wing globalism and the unstoppable rise of a new conservative age. So let's start with our video chat question of the day. Do you see a Trump landslide in the making for November? Let us know what you think in the comment section below. And no, absolutely not. We don't want any presumptuousness here. We're not going to fall victim to the Hillary curse, thinking that we're just going to be coronated, waltzing into the White House. We're all going to have to do our part. We're all going to have to get out there and vote, no question. But given that we're all doing our part, do you believe that Trump will win in a landslide? Let us know in the comments down below, because really, if the past 24 hours are any indicator, we are witnessing nothing less than a red shockwave that promises to jolt the entire nation in mere months. But first, we all know it's tough out there right now, especially financially. And so many of us are thinking that the best way to protect our savings is to invest in gold. But did you know that you can actually buy, sell, save, and even spend gold with a special app and debit card? Well, you can. It's called the Swipe with Gold, and it makes buying and selling with gold super easy. You simply download the app, and your prepaid debit MasterCard will be delivered directly to you by mail in only a few days for free. You just load on your cash, then you're ready to buy, sell, save, spend in real physical gold that you own. It's that simple. So make sure to click on the link below or visit swipewithgold.com. That's swipewithgold.com, and download the app right now to get your free card and start using real gold as money today. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. We've had an astonishing 24 hours of special elections, and I want to go over them one by one here to show you why so many are noting that this indeed is the making of nothing less than a red wave, perhaps a red tsunami come November. First, we had the likelihood that the GOP is going to flip the Democrat representative seat in California. Now, this was a special election for the 25th district, just north of Los Angeles, and it's to replace the now disgraced Democrat Katie Hill, who admitted having an affair with a campaign worker. Now, as of the making of this video, since this is a mail-in election, it's taking a bit longer to process, right? But as of the making of this video, with 76% of the precincts reporting, the Republican Mike Garcia is leading the Democrat candidate by double digits, 56% to 44%. So it looks very, very good that California will have switched a congressional seat from Democrat to Republican for the first time since 1998. It's quite an achievement for sure. Now, remember back during the midterms in 2018, virtually all the pickup seats for the Democrats were in California. The GOP, as a result, only has 6 of California's 53 congressional seats, which is utterly insane. But now it does indeed look like the pendulum is swinging in the other direction. Mike Garcia should easily win that seat and steal one from the Democrats in California, of all places. Let's go to Wisconsin. The Republican state senator Tom Tiffany, who President Trump vocally endorsed, he won a huge victory in the special election there for the state's rural 7th congressional district. He trounced the Democrat candidate, and so now 5 of Wisconsin's 8 congressional seats are owned by Republicans. Let's go to Nebraska. Nebraska held their primaries yesterday, okay? So their presidential primaries. And once again, President Trump shattered all previous voting records for incumbent voting. Trump more than doubled his vote total in that state for 2016, which follows a pattern that we've been seeing actually throughout the entire primary process. The pattern that we've been seeing in the primaries is that President Trump is utterly smashing incumbent voting records. In New Hampshire, Trump won the state with nearly 130,000 votes, just shy of 130,000. Now, the last time an incumbent won in New Hampshire, that was Obama in 2012, the vote total he got was 49,000. So we're seeing nearly 3 times the vote total for Trump. Prior to that, the record, as I understand, was held by Bill Clinton back in 1996. He got nearly 77,000 votes when he was running for re-election. So the highest number of primary votes in New Hampshire for an incumbent seeking re-election prior to Trump was around 77,000 votes. Trump blew past that like it was nothing, got 130,000 votes, over 50,000 more votes than the previous record set by Bill Clinton, almost 100% increase. But this is the pattern that we've been seeing, again, throughout this entire primary process. In the Michigan primary, more than 637,000 Michigan voters came out and voted for President Trump. Now, keep that in mind. He's already got the nomination. They don't have to come out and vote for him, but that didn't stop 640,000 Michigan voters from coming out and voting for their president. Now, do you want to take a guess how many came out and voted for the last incumbent president running for re-election, President Obama, back in 2012? Back in 2012, Obama got 174,000 votes by comparison. Trump got over 3 times the vote share in Michigan that Obama got. And this is the last time an incumbent ran for re-election. And keep in mind, Obama went on to comfortably win Michigan by nearly 10 points in 2012. In Washington state primary, Trump got over 680,000 votes. Now, keep in mind, when Hillary campaigned there back in 2016, she barely got 420,000 votes total in the primary. So this has been a pattern of these primaries. The pattern that we've been seeing throughout this entire primary process is that President Trump, without fail, is utterly smashing incumbent voting records. Now, of course, it goes without saying that the Marxist media, the lamestream media, they're utterly shocked by all that. I mean, they're shell-shocked. They don't understand. They're literally dumbfounded. How, after 24/7 assaults on President Trump, and that's what they are, they're media assaults against our president, they don't understand how after their 24/7 assaults on President Trump, they're literally stupefied how the vast majority of the American people could still end up blaming China for the coronavirus and not Trump. Did you see the latest poll from Morning Consult? It's awesome. 3 in 4 Americans blame the Chinese government for America's high death rate. 73%. This wasn't supposed to happen. 99% of Americans were supposed to be blaming Trump at this point as far as CNN was concerned. The problem, of course, for them is hardly anybody's watching CNN anymore, right? Regardless, this is what the Marxist media and lamestream media simply doesn't get. They don't get the fact that the American people, as much as the population of the world, is in the midst of a massive political paradigm shift. And this is a paradigm shift that's been recognized by some very astute pundits for about a decade now. Pollster Scott Rasmussen and Doug Schoen. So Rasmussen's more Republican, Schoen's more Democrat. They were way ahead of the curve here when they published their book, Mad as Hell, back in 2010. It's a really, really good study. I recommend it very highly to you. Called Mad as Hell is the title. And in that book, Rasmussen and Schoen found substantial data here in the United States that showed a major paradigm shift taking place among the American electorate. One where the old political divides between left versus right or liberal versus conservative, they were actually dying away. People were no longer seeing themselves in relation to that political paradigm as either right or left or conservative versus liberal. It's fascinating stuff because what Rasmussen and Schoen found was that a new political divide was emerging, where more and more people began to see themselves in relation to this new divide between the political class versus the people. or the ruling class versus the ruled, more and more voters began seeing themselves as fighting politically a new enemy. And that enemy was not so much understood in terms of liberal versus conservative, left versus right. The enemy that the voters were beginning to identify more and more was the political class or the ruling class, a class made up of, lifetime politicians, media pundits, professors, Hollywood elite, who voters saw as ruling in accordance with their own interests and for their own benefit, which of course ignores, if not despises, the concerns of the vast majority of the citizens. And for right or wrong, or for better or for worse, the vast majority of the American people see Donald Trump as a populist force taking on the ruling elite. The very fact that the perpetrators of Obamagate tried to remove him from office only proves the point. And so the mainstream Marxist media simply isn't capable of understanding why the vast majority of the American people blame China for the coronavirus and not Trump. And of course, they can't understand it because they themselves, the Marxist media, are central to the ruling class. They're the voice. They're the propaganda wing of the political class. And Trump is the voice of the people. Now, there are plenty of Democrats who have aligned themselves with the political class that hate that voice. No question. They hate the voice of the people. Just look at what they're saying about, against Elon Musk, who's become one of the new leaders of this populist revolt against the ruling class. The ultra-liberal Robert Reich is calling for the power to be cut from the Tesla facilities that Musk has opened up in defiance to the draconian lockdown. So we're in the midst of a massive political paradigm shift that's radically favoring President Trump and the GOP for November. And with these election results over the past 24 hours, I have a feeling that our ruling elite are even now beginning to get very, very nervous. Now, before you go, you will definitely want to check out my latest video I just uploaded on Trump absolutely crushing the mainstream Marxist media by calling out the corrupt hypocrisy in just a single tweet. It's absolutely amazing. You're going to love it. So make sure to click on the link, and I will see you over there. God bless.